They say some videos shouldn't be watched alone, not because of what you'll see, but because of what might see you back. This is Whispers After Midnight, and these are 5 of the most disturbing paranormal encounters ever caught on camera. If you hear a knock while watching this, don't answer it. 1. The tunnel that whispers. In Hackensack, New Jersey, there's a storm drain that carries away floodwater, a modern marvel of engineering built 60 feet under the ground and 100 years ago. For most people, it's a drain that occasionally smells. For others, it's a portal to the unknown. Before filming, she lit a candle on her vanity and recited a cryptic phrase. She stared directly at her reflection as the seconds ticked by. At first, nothing happened. Then her doppelganger began mimicking her movements, but hers was twisted, distorted, and wrong. As the girl continued speaking, her reflection stopped moving, tilting its head at an unnatural angle. EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena, are often picked up by radios, TVs, and audio recorders. Some believe they're messages from beyond the veil. Others see them as a trick of the subconscious. This next clip falls into the former category. The grainy black and white footage was discovered on a dusty VHS tape purchased from a flea market. The tape itself was unlabeled, save for the word TV written in permanent marker. The picture was filled with snow, the audio with static, almost like the end of a dead TV channel. But then a face appeared. It was barely visible, like a fleeting ghost, and then it vanished again. The person rewound the tape and played it back, hoping to capture it again. But as the moments dragged on, the images began changing. At first, they flashed by too quickly to see. Then one lingered a bit longer, staring directly at the camera before vanishing. Another viewer claimed when he paused the video at just the right moment, he could see his own living room reflected in the static. There was his couch, his lamp, and the wall-mounted flat-screen TV where the snow was coming from. The buzzing grew steadily louder, and the faces became more frequent. Then a new face appeared. It had no eyes. The rest of the video is a blur of static and whispers, leaving viewers to wonder what exactly they were seeing and why the faces seemed determined to reach out from the screen. In a panic, she screamed as her mirror image grinned, revealing teeth that were far too sharp and long. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe to Whispers After Midnight, and as always, thanks for watching. The video ended abruptly, cutting off her screams and leaving viewers on a terrifying cliffhanger. Many wrote off the clip as a hoax, but one teenager wanted to prove them wrong. Posting on her own vlog, she explained that, according to the rules, you needed a red candle, a full-length mirror, and to speak the ancient Sumerian incantation aloud. As she prepared to attempt the challenge herself, she joked that she wasn't worried about making friends with demons. Then she turned to face the camera. "What do you want?" she asked. A beat of silence hung in the air before her reflection responded. "Go away." She recoiled in shock, dropping her phone. And when she turned back, her reflection was gone, replaced by a sinister, grinning face. Her own features twisted into a scream as the screen went dead. The next day, her family found her lifeless body in her bedroom. The mirror was shattered. The candle burned to a crisp. The only remaining evidence was her phone, which was filled with static when they tried to turn it on. Some believe the girl accidentally summoned an entity that took her life. In 2015, a local group of urban explorers descended into its depths, equipped with helmets, gloves, and a heavy dose of morbid curiosity. For the first few minutes, everything was fine. As they shone their flashlights into the inky blackness, they could make out graffiti, old and new. It was supposed to be a baby monitor, but little did they know that it would soon become an instrument of fear. They placed it in their child's nursery and turned it on, only to see a dark room. No problem. They knew their daughter was sleeping over at her grandparents'. They checked the batteries, switched the channels, even called the manufacturer. Nothing was working. They were about to call it a night when they noticed something odd. Their daughter's rocking horse was swaying gently back and forth, as if someone had just climbed aboard. Startled, they leaned in closer and strained to listen. That's when they heard it, a soft giggle echoing from somewhere within the house. Here's the thing. Their daughter was at her grandparents'. They rushed to the stairs, peering down into the dark basement. Everything was silent. They flipped on the light switch and ran down the steps, searching every corner. The rocking horse was upright. The cord had come loose. The giggles still echoed in their ears. They moved out immediately, refusing to take any of the furniture with them, leaving it all to the next unsuspecting family who would surely have their own story to tell. Eventually, though, one of them stopped and squinted, looking over his shoulder. "Did someone say my name?" he asked. His friends all shook their heads, laughing. Moments later, the same voice echoed again, closer this time. "I know that was my name. Did you guys just hear that?" It was undeniable, a low whisper coming from the very walls themselves. Whatever had spoken before did so again, louder this time, as if responding to whoever was listening. The group spun around, flashing their lights wildly, searching for the source. Was there anything down here with them? The video cuts short as they decide to flee. Their camera was found lying on its side at the top of the ladder, but the four explorers were never seen again. Some believe they stumbled into another dimension, or perhaps were taken by whatever lurks beneath the city. 2. The forest door. On May 17th, 2010. A man named Ryan Harvey was hiking near Glide Creek in Oregon. He was familiar with the area, having visited many times before. But on this trip, he decided to venture off the beaten path, following a deer trail instead of the well-trodden dirt road. Half an hour later, he came across a weathered wooden door set into the trunks of two moss-covered trees. It was weather-beaten, about 6 feet tall and 8 feet wide, with no discernible markings save for a series of shallow divots. Puzzled, he walked closer and reached for the handle, but it didn't budge. He tried again, harder this time, and it still didn't move. Feeling foolish, he decided to turn around, but not before glancing back at the door. That was when he heard it slowly creak inwards. He whirled around, convinced he was imagining things. The door was still shut tight. Taking a deep breath, he told himself it was probably just the wind. Maybe a branch had scraped against it, loosening a hinge. He wanted to put some distance between himself and the strange monolith, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. Glancing back over his shoulder, he saw the door was now slightly ajar. Panicked, he ran, not stopping until he reached the safety of the main trail. The next day, he returned to the clearing with a camera and a metal detector, but he found nothing. No trace of the door or the trees it had been leaning against. 3. The Mirror Game, in late 2017. A video began circulating online, supposedly showing a teenager playing a deadly game with a demon. 4. The Basement Toy. A couple in West Virginia received a disturbing present. 5. The Thing in the Static. According to legend, once you turn on a television long enough, you'll start seeing things. Which of these videos disturbed you the most? Let me know in the comments below.